Self-discipline. What is it and how can I gain it? If you've been asking any of those questions, then this is a video for you. This is the Fitness Psycho, and in this video I'm going to be showing you 5 tips on how to gain self-discipline. But first, what is self-discipline? Self-discipline, in a nutshell, is the ability to control yourself and your actions. For example, if someone has good self-discipline and they're offered alcohol, they're a lot less likely to drink it because they know it's not good for them and they have control over themselves and their actions. I recommend that you watch the whole of this video so you can see all 5 tips I'm going to give you, because each one of them is going to benefit you. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscriber button so you don't miss any videos in the future. Now, how to gain self-discipline. Right, tip number 1 in gaining self-confidence is set goals. To have self-discipline, you need to know what part is about you that needs to be disciplined. So you want to have goals to work towards. So for example, someone who's trying to revise, right, for their school exams, what they can do is set a goal of revising, let's say, 1 hour a day, and they can set that goal and work towards it, and they can be disciplined and self-discipline themselves to fit that revision around their daily routine. This is the first step in becoming self-disciplined, and it makes the process a whole lot easier. That brings me on to tip number 2. Meditate. If you don't already, start meditating. Meditation will make you more present. This is exactly what you need in order to have good self-discipline. Being present is really important in having good self-discipline. This is because the only way for you to have control of your actions is by being present and being in the moment. Meditation provides you with this. If you want to start meditation, then you can use goal setting to make it easier at the beginning. So the third tip in gaining self-discipline is fasting. Fasting involves giving up food for a long period of time. Now, this could be intermittent fasting, or it could be a long fast, extended fast. I would recommend consuming nothing but water by giving up all food. This is because water is essential for your health. But if you want to challenge yourself and really test your self-discipline, go a day or 2 here and there with no water either. So giving up food for a long period of time is really good for the body, especially for building self-discipline. So if you can give up food, you can give up majority of things in life. It's because we eat throughout every day of our life. Eating food releases dopamine in the brain. This is not good if induced from a negative act, such as eating high amounts of sugary food. I will be talking about dopamine later in this video, so make sure you don't skip any bits because you might miss it. When you fast, you give up unhealthy food and sugary food for a long period of time. This allows you to produce dopamine from healthy acts, such as the next tip. So the 4th tip in gaining self-discipline is exercise. Exercise is a great way to improve your self-discipline. This is because it requires your full attention and energy. Exercise can push you, and the more you work hard, the harder you work, the more self-discipline you can gain. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you drop a like. Now let's go back to the video. This is because exercise can be challenging, and when it gets challenging, you don't give in. This improves your willpower. Willpower is important because with increased willpower comes increased self-discipline. 5th and final tip in gaining self-discipline is dopamine fasting. This is the best tip I can give you. A dopamine fast can be done whenever. It usually lasts 1 day, but it will take the most commitment and the most effort to do. So the whole point of dopamine fast is to limit the amount of dopamine your body produces in 1 day. This can be achieved by doing the following rules. Rule number 1, no sex, no masturbation. Rule number 2, no listening to any music. Rule number 3, no talking to anyone. 4, no eating and no drinking of anything else but water. And the last rule, no reading, no watching TV, no stimulants at all. All of these acts produce dopamine, and we want none of it. Yes, I did just fall over in the last scene, but luckily for me, the end of it wasn't captured. Unlucky for you. Let's get back into the next. So you may be asking, what can I do on a dopamine fast? Well, first thing you can do, light exercise. Nothing major, but light exercise, like some push-ups, sit-ups here and there, if you really need to. Next thing you can do, you can write or draw. The next thing you can do on a dopamine fast is meditate. So with those activities that you're not allowed to do, the reason why, obviously, as I've said, is because you want to limit the amount of dopamine you can produce in this one day. So the activities you can do don't produce too much dopamine, but obviously the main thing you want to do is pretty much just meditate all day. Sit there, do nothing. The whole goal is to become really, really bored the whole day. The day will be really boring, but it will take amazing amounts, incredible amounts of self-discipline to complete. And if you do it, you're basically a self-discipline king. Now, because your dopamine levels have been decreased by so much, the next day will be amazing. This is because your dopamine levels, right, have gone down, and that now is the baseline for your body on a survival sense. So the next day, when you actually go and do these things that actually get your body to release dopamine, you'll feel amazing. Now, say a drug like, let's say, cocaine or heroin, what they do is they increase your dopamine dramatically by 300 to 400%. What that does is it leads to depression, because when you're not on it, when you're not high on it, your dopamine levels are used to being so high that on everyday life it becomes lower and you become depressed. So that leads to an addiction and dependence on it. Now, with doing the opposite, with dopamine fast, you can actually reset that if you are addicted to it. It obviously will be a lot harder though, but it will take self-discipline and you have to give up all of that. But it will benefit you tremendously. So to conclude, the 5 tips in gaining self-discipline are goal setting, meditation, fasting, exercise, and last but definitely not least, dopamine fasting. Right, so this video couldn't have happened without Luca, my cameraman. His Instagram is n1_Luca, which will be in the description. And also the one who edited this video and made the thumbnail, Sidon. His YouTube channel is Sidon. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. He makes music, and you know, I hope you enjoyed this. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like right now. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads, and comment down below if you think any of these tips helped you. That's all from me. Psycho out.